Today, I want to teach you that readers of historical fiction, and really of any fiction, use background knowledge to fill in missing parts of a story and to visualize more vividly. By engaging in even quick bits of nonfiction research, readers develop the wells of knowledge they draw upon. I want to show you how even a little time spent developing your background knowledge pays off in dramatic ways. So, I'm going to put us into a super fast, intensive study of Vietnam. Take a minute to look at these images. You might have noticed how beautiful the mountains were, or how calm the river was, or how dense the foliage was in the jungle, and how easy it would be to hide. Now let's reread both our stories. We'll have to zoom in on just little parts. I want you to notice how your ability to imagine the scene, to walk in the character's shoes, to see what he is seeing, and feel what he is feeling, is enriched by even 3 minutes of research developing our background knowledge. Are you ready? First, I'll read from Patrol. The land of my enemy has wide valleys, mountains that stretch along the far horizon, rushing brown rivers and thick green forest. My squad of 9 men are in the forest. And now I'm going to read a little from Ambush. Very gradually, in tiny slivers, dawn began to break through the fog, and from my position in the brush, I could see 10 or 15 meters up the trail. The mosquitoes were fierce. I remember slapping them, wondering if I should wake up Kiowa and ask for some repellent. Then, thinking it was a bad idea, then looking up and seeing the young man come out of the fog. He wore black clothing and rubber sandals and a gray ammunition belt. His shoulders were slightly stooped, and his head cocked to the side as if listening for something. He seemed at ease. He carried his weapon in one hand, muzzle down, moving without any hurry up the center of the trail. There was no sound at all, none that I can remember. When I first read that bit in Patrol, I was picturing mountains like the ones I know in New England. They look different, and the river doesn't look anything like rivers I know. It all looks so peaceful and calm. No wonder the narrator in Patrol fell in love with this place, even though it was wartime. And when we read that part of Ambush, I remember wondering, how could he not have seen that man come up on him? Why was he so surprised? But when I picture it looking like this, with the dense fog in the jungle, then I can imagine how it would seem as if the man came right out of nowhere, and our soldier might have been so startled he found himself pulling on his grenade. Readers, did you see how that worked? First, I thought about what these pictures reminded me of in the story. I even went back to the actual page to remind myself what I had read and think about how these pictures could fit into the story. Then, I compared what I had been picturing in my mind to what I actually saw in this image. I took my time looking in detail at all the parts of the picture. Finally, I thought about how these images changed my perception of the story. In this case, the photos gave me more sympathy for the narrator because I could see what he saw and feel what he felt. Readers, the work in today's teaching video was especially important because you're going to do this synthesizing work with your books. Go back to the lesson platform for your next activity.